want to show you the strength training or the resistance activities that you're going to do in the study. So it's really important to understand that you're going to perform each one of these exercises one set, 8 to 12 times, and you're going to run through all 9 of them, and then you're going to repeat for a second set. First set is going to be lateral walks, and you receive some mini bands, different colors. And the colors basically apply to how much resistance there are. So the yellow is the easiest, then green, then blue, then black. I'm going to tell you, just start with the yellow. If it's really easy, you can always move on to the green. So we're going to do lateral walks first, and then some monster walks. I just want to put this band around my feet. So I could do this standing, except my balance isn't that great. So I'm going to sit down. I've got my band right down by my ankles. I'm going to stand, and I'm just going to do some side steps. About 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to go somewhere between 8 and 12, and then I'm going to come back the opposite direction. And I probably am going to end up right where I started. While keeping the band on, the next activity is monster walks, and these are just diagonal big steps. So I'm going to take a step out here diagonally, another step diagonally, and I want to get 8 to 12 steps in. You may find it's easier to go 4 out, 4 back, or 6 out and 6 back, so that you end up where you started. So that's it for the mini band. Just going to take this off. The next activity, you're going to need a chair. And you're going to need a chair that has arms, okay? So, I'm going to put my hands on the chair, and I just want to push up just using my arms. Now, some people know this as a chair dip. So I'm just going to push up and then down. Push up, again, 8 to 12 times. If this is fairly easy for you, you could also put your hands on the chair, your legs extended out, and come down and up. And that is more challenging. Again, 8 to 12 repetitions. Chair dip, or sometimes known as a chair push-up. Number 3 is a forward lunge. And with a forward lunge, form is really important. What I'm going to do is I'm going to stand nice and tall, take a step out. I'm going to lunge or bend down. Now you notice I'm bending here at the hips. I don't want my forward knee to come in front of my toes. So I'm coming down and then up and alternate. Step out, down, nice and straight, and up. Again, 8 to 12 of those, you're alternating your legs. If that gets easy for you, you can do something called a split squat. You can go down in your lunge and then push up and switch legs. So if the regular lunges are too easy for you, you can do that. The next activity is push-ups, and you're going to have options for these push-ups. You can do, at least initially, a regular push-up. My hands are right underneath my shoulders. My feet are extended. Push up. An alternate is to have my knees on the ground, and I'm going to down and up. The last is, as your pregnancy progresses and your tummy starts to get a little bigger, those 2 options might not work, and I can find a wall and just push up, feet shoulder width apart against the wall. And if that is too easy, you can do 1 arm at a time and alternate arms. So you have some options there on push-ups. Next, you're going to go back to that chair that you were sitting in and do a Kegel. Now, really what a Kegel is, it's working on pelvic floor muscles that are going to be really important when you deliver your baby. So I want to sit nice and upright, okay? I'm going to breathe in, I'm going to exhale, and what I want to do is I want to tighten those muscles that I would use if I was urinating and wanted to stop midstream, those muscles. So I'm going to take a nice deep breath in, and I just want to tighten those muscles, hold for 5 seconds, but don't hold your breath, you're still breathing, and then relax. So you're holding this for 5-10 seconds. In fact, your physician may have already told you to do Kegels while you're pregnant. That tends to be the big exercise that a lot of OBGYNs will tell women to do, because to make those pelvic floor muscles stronger for the birth process. Next is explosive sit to stand. So here I'm already in my chair, and what an explosive sit to stand is, I want to get out of this chair quickly. So I want to explode up. Now, ideally, I don't want to use my arms, because if I'm using my arms, it's kind of limiting what I'm doing with my legs. So you can cross your arms, just choose not to use your arms, but I want to explode. I want to try to go up on my toes if possible, and then back down. So it's an explosive stand, and then back down. If you're concerned about your balance, especially third trimester, your balance is off, you might want to do this up against a wall, so that you just kind of have that support if you feel like you're losing your balance. Next, you're going to be given a series of longer bands. So the shorter bands go around your ankles. The longer bands are going to be used for these next two activities. Now, these are not the colors that you're going to be receiving. These are just mine. You're going to have other colors. And so the bands, depending on how thick they are, is how much resistance. So this yellow one is thin, not a lot of resistance. This blue one is thick. This is a lot of resistance, okay? So you want to choose appropriately. I would say select the thinnest band first. If it's too easy, you can always progress up. So I'm going to do a long band pull-up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stand on the band, and I want the band to be about shoulder width apart. And I'm holding on to this. What I'm going to do is I have a slight bend in my knees, and I want to pull this band up, all right? Just about chest high, and then down. Pull up and down. Pull up, again, 8 to 12 repetitions. The next is a bicep curl. And absolutely, for the bicep curl, start out with the smallest long band you have. My feet are still shoulder width apart, but this time, I'm only holding on with one arm. I'm going to glue my elbow right to my hip, and I want to pull up and then down. So I'm doing basically an arm curl, a bicep curl. Of course, I'm going to do 8 to 12 on one arm and then switch to my other arm. You're probably wondering, why does it matter that I have really strong arms? These last two activities and the push-ups, why are we working on our arms? Because I will tell you, babies are heavy, and you'll be carrying a baby around. Even if you use a front pack, you'll be reaching and grabbing for things, and it really is helpful to have strong arms after your baby is born. The last is called bird dog. And so bird dog is actually done on the ground. So it's called quadruped. So quadruped just means I have my knees and my hands on the ground. And I want to take a deep inhale, and then as I exhale, I want to extend my right arm out and my left leg back and point my toe. I'm going to squeeze my butt and hold this for 5 seconds, and then come back down. Take a nice inhale, exhale, and left arm and right leg. Hold for 5 seconds. I'm squeezing my butt and back down. Again, 8 to 12 repetitions. And after I've finished bird dog, I'm gonna repeat, and I'm gonna go right back through those 9 exercises again. If you're doing these exercises, say I'm using the yellow band, and they're really easy. I can do 12 repetitions, and I'm like, oh, this isn't very hard. I want to move to the next color band, because the purpose of strength training is that you are providing resistance to those muscles. So you want to progress. As you get stronger, this green band is going to get too easy. Next, blue band. So I want to constantly provide resistance to those muscles. So when you get to 12 repetitions and it's easy, move up, progress to the next color. Make sure you go in order. These exercises are designed to alternate muscle groups so that you don't do 2 exercises in a row and then your legs are like, oh, I'm so tired in my legs. When you start out, you may have some muscle soreness. If you haven't been using those muscles, you're gonna have some muscle soreness. Muscle soreness goes away over time. You shouldn't experience a sharp pain. But soreness, yes, that's your muscles saying thank you for using me, okay? And it will go away during time. If you have any questions, feel free to call any of the research investigators, the numbers that you were given. Lastly, in terms of how many times a week should you be doing these activities, we want you to do these a minimum of 2 times a week, ideally 3 times a week. So you want to aim for a minimum of 2, but strive for 3 times a week. You don't want to do the strength training 2 days in a row. So if I do the strength training on a Monday, then I'm not going to do it on Tuesday. It would be Wednesday or Thursday. So you want to alternate, that you don't do this 2 days in a row. Muscles, in order to get stronger, need to recover. So if you don't have them recover, they can't get stronger. And of course, if you have any questions at all about any of this strength and resistance training, please reach out to us. We would be most happy to help you.